Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself upstairs on the show this evening as a one and only Albion, an up-and-coming star, the youth policy of Rangers Radio. We're Jim. How we doing, boys?
I'm good. How are you two guys?
All good here.
Yes. What I'm trying to show us his white bits before the show, all be a bit much, wasn't it?
Aye, that's too much, mate. That was too much. I didn't mind the tap, but come on, there's a limit.
There's limits. There's limits.
There's a water line here, isn't there?
And by the way, we're still waiting in the fridge magnets minimum as a gift, but he'll learn. Evening, James.
Good evening, lads. Is the water fed, is it?
How you doing, mate? All right?
Hey, I know back. Aye, it was good. Well needed, mate. Well needed. But good to be back here, and which is looking like being a start of a monumental week for the club. Who would have thought? After Seville, we could be on the crisp again.
Well, you never know, mate. And I think because of what happened in 2022, people are starting to. I starting to dream, Albion. You've always said that's what football's about, mate.
Of course, that's what's about, mate. It's exciting. It's exciting. You're up against it. Let's not kid ourselves. No one's going to end for granted or thinking magical thoughts that we're all the way to the final. But you never know. You just never know. As the old saying goes, you've got to be in it to win it.
And we're still in it, mate.
And we're definitely still in it, mate. And it's the first tie away. We're still in it. So that's a good thing about it.
All right. Albion, now that you've time to reflect, we'll go to Jim after you, mate. Now you've had time to reflect. I think you felt as if the manager got it right. We went to try today and Sunday, and we did question some of the players after the game. But what's your thoughts now, mate?
I still think he got it right. It's a managerial decision, mate. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he got it right with tactics and all, or his team or anything like that. But managerial, I think he got that right. He had to make the decisions. All things being even and we're in a competition, the league and all that, he would have never made the decisions. And that's right. Also, he'd have put his strongest team out there to get the points. But at this particular juncture, where we are exactly at this moment, that was the right decision, mate. His team selection was right. Players available, try to protect players for injuries and any injured players to take care of as well. And maybe people with a slight knock he's trying to take care of as well. But I think he was right, totally right. Okay, he had to bring the subs on because, let's be honest, at half time it was looking kind of desperate. No, and I don't think, me personally, I think he looked at me and look, I can't afford to take a spanking here. He'll never be forgiven for that. Getting beat was one thing, but taking a spanking's another. And it was looking like we were going to take a spanking because down to 10 men and 2-0 down. And you're looking at it and saying, "Oof, this is going to get dodgy now." But thankfully, made some subs, changed a couple of things, and it all became all right.
Jim, what was your thoughts, mate? We'll come to the referee. You touched on it quickly last night in your way home, but we'll talk about the team selection and your thoughts and what was done. Would you have done the same thing, or did you see it different?
When I was lying at the pool, I was delighted to see the team.
And we know you were on holiday.
No, come on. Right, okay. Right, I thought he made the right things. I was happy to see the team, but as things transpired, I thought the goals we lost again were pathetic, man. They looked as if we couldn't keep Rangers out of close. The changes had to be made. In the end, delighted we get a 2-2 result, and that to me, coming back, we've been 2-0 down again, is the only thing that I'm kind of clinging to hope now. Regarding, I know we're going to talk about it later on, the build up to the big game, but I think the subs had to be made, as Albert said there. They looked as if they were going to give us a wee doing. They probably should have given us a doing, but we hung in there and we got there in the end up.
Well, half time, did you see that result coming, Jim? If you're being honest, because I felt the worst. Yeah.
Aye, felt the worst, but again, the goals that we lost, man, were ridiculous. The goalkeeper should be saving the first one, and Tavernier should be tucking in. I know Proper's always the one he's getting knocked. What's Proper? Proper's telling him to be tuck in, and he's standing watching what's going on. Tavernier, again, should have stepped in and shot the guy. The guy on the other side of Tav no doing nothing. He's got to deal with the guy in front of him.
I think when I've watched it, mate, I see Proper with the guy and he comes off him. I think, hey, you're right, and maybe Tavernier maybe have to come in. Maybe in Salah, he done the right thing, trying to stop the cross. The cross was cut back deeper than he thought it was going to be. That's your luck, Albert. And then I think Proper is going to go with his man and stick with his man. Aye, Jim's got a point, maybe Tav, but I don't see Tav influence in the goal scorer. Proper had him and left him.
Nah. It's just as simple as they're not playing as a unit, mate. They're all standing there. And Salah's doing his job. He's getting that front post and that cut back. He's doing his job, mate. He doesn't know what's coming behind him because he's concentrating what's in front of him. But Proper sees the whole picture, and Tav even sees a bigger picture. So, I mean, he's behind him. So they're not playing as a unit. It should all just moved up one, and they don't score that goal. It's as simple as that. But well, it's one of the things, isn't it? We've been doing this all season. No playing as a unit, just all over the place. People being naive.
Well, put it this way: there was 2 goals there, and let's be honest, Jim, they weren't the worst goals we've lost all season.
No, they weren't, but they could have been prevented. I.e., the second one, as you say, each man should move across.
And also, if I go really back on it when I've watched it, I think before their winger gets the ball, it comes from a cheap and a bad pass by Conor Barron. You know, who I think's going to learn his distribution's going to improve. I'll say by 50% if he wants to become part of our team in the midfield. And he's got attributes, his energy, and getting about the park. But when you play in that position, you've got to. I'm not saying you're going to dictate, but when you've got the ball, you've got to make it happen. Jim?
I think Conor Barron's distribution of the ball has been horrendous for Rangers, if being honest. And as you say, you're saying 50%. I'll go and say higher than 50% if he wants to be part of this.
Higher or lower, Albert? Play your cards right.
It's going to be better. There's no getting into that. It's definitely going to be better. He's at a level now. His work rate's superb, mate. Let's be honest with that. His attitude is second to none. So you're looking at him going like that. He's never going to be brilliant in the air, so we're no use worrying about that. But his distribution is the big weakness. It is the big weakness in his game. And he will improve. I'm secure my thoughts that he will improve because his attitude is excellent, mate, and he's wanting to learn. You can see it. He's not one of the boys that's going to be, I've made it at Rangers and that's it. That's me done now. I'm here. I don't need to worry about anything. He's one of the boys that says, I mean, his interview, when they asked him the captaincy, and he went, aye, that's what I came here for. I want to be the captain, basically. He's telling you, aye, definitely. He says, this came a bit early for me, but I definitely want to be I like that. And he knows to be the captain, improve your game, and he will. He will improve it. But he's at the moment, his distribution is pretty poor.
You know, but obviously it was a passing that led to the goal, and we weren't playing well in the first half. We made the substitutions, Jim, and we got the goal. Ingerman, a great goal, mate. I mean, I don't think he'll get the credit because of the game. So, well, it was exciting enough, but it wasn't a game of great football over the 90 minutes. But Ingerman again, you know, there's 3 players there. He goes one way, comes back, goes another way, and then puts it in another corner. Great goal.
I think he's got to be played. I think he's got to be played in that 9. I felt we lost a bit when we brought Dessers on and played him up top and then moved him again. I thought that affected his game.
I think it's a movement, Ingerman. Albert, you've been talking about that for a couple of months now. You said that the selection at times we played that boy out for him.
We definitely did, mate. There's no doubt about it. He was on fire. He was on fire right up to the Fraserburgh game when we took him out of the team. And then when they brought him back, they put him in the left side. And the boy's never been the same player. If we'd have left him alone and just played him where he was, but this time, yeah, I won't say he was an established first team player and you go for him right away, but he would have done a big improvement, mate. You'd have seen it. He'd have done big improvement on the boy. I think he's a rare talent. I think we all do. I think everybody sees it. He's got something, mate. And he can strike a ball. There's no doubt about that, mate. He can strike a ball. But I think we're sacrificing a lot with Dessers getting in the centre forward position and taking him out. If the boy wasn't there at Ibrox and we didn't have him, we only had Danilo, you can see the argument for Dessers then. But when you've got a talent like that on your bench or in the team and you're moving him out of his position to accommodate Dessers, it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Especially going forward. Especially everybody wrote this season off very early doors. And you're saying, so, right, okay, right, you're writing the season off. Let's do something useful with the season. Let's start developing these players. Jeffrey got to run the games. Okay, went off the boil. That's what happens with young players. But he's getting experience over the games. Egerman got a wee bit of experience, then he started showing, and then they move him out of the position and they put him out of form. That's criminal, mate. It's a waste. Let's put it that way. It's just a waste of a season as well. A season that was written off early doors. Okay, we're still in the Europa Cup, so it's not completely written off. But there you go. That's just my thoughts on it.
Jim?
100% Albert. The boy's got to be played at the 9. I thought he's been wasted the last few weeks. He's been probably playing with a man down in some of the games.
Yep. I agree with that, 100%. And it looks bad, doesn't it? And you're saying to yourself, you see good players, you hate slagging good players, and you see the boys are good players. I mean, some of the boys are all good players, but there's other ones that are no simple as that. But you hate to see it. You hate to see a player struggling, and it's because of a positional thing. Barjami, he's done nothing much for Rangers since he's joined us. But one thing you don't know, and if they don't know it, well, they shouldn't have been in the job. And I include Clement in that as well. That Barjami plays on the left. That's where he plays, mate. And he doesn't play anywhere else. He can't play anywhere else. We've tried him 10. We've tried him right. We've tried him the centre. He can't play any of that. He just plays the it's not enough an outside left position because he can take a player on and he can get by a player if they're not there. And plus, he doesn't work as hard.
We'll go back to the centre forward debate, and we'll cross through the two subjects, right? You two are picking the team for Thursday night. Who's our number 9? Jim.
My personal opinion.
Your personal opinion, no.
I think Hamza has got to be that there, but I think Ferguson will go with Dessers.
Right. Albert?
Oh, I'd play Egerman, mate. All day long, I'd play Egerman. But as I say, I agree with Jim. I think he will play Dessers.
Right. I'd play Egerman, and but I've got a funny feeling he'll come on with off and out to go or something like that. No. I
think he may even start with me and Dessers. You don't know. I think it's going to be a defensive back to the Wolves job. He's already hinted on that, hasn't he? So it'll probably be Dessers he's sell up front.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe some of the people phoning gives their thoughts, but just getting your thoughts when we touched on it. So, Jimmy, we get the goal and then we get the equaliser again, so for the piece, it wasn't a great day for us. We want to win every week. We didn't win the game, but to win the second half 2-0 in these circumstances was pretty remarkable, Jim, wasn't it?
Aye, it sure was. Right, again, coming back for 2 goals down again. It's happening too much under his tenure. So as Ferguson gone 2-0 down against teams.
I get it. The goalkeeper been dropped because of the goals he's been losing, and we've still lost we've kept a clean sheet and then lost another 2 domestically. So I think the only couple of times we've not lost a couple of goals is European ties, Bilbao and Fenerbahce. We're better teams than anything we play every week, so it's bizarre. All better.
Must have done concentration in, mate. Concentrate in the European game and don't concentrate in the league games. The Scottish Cup, for example. It's weird, isn't it? It's just weird. You put your finger on it, nobody can put their finger on it. We're all scratching our heads. Nobody understands what's actually going on, truly. But that's why we did. We'd be football managers, wouldn't we?
That's true. But you put it down the attitude then, just attitude.
I'm putting it down the attitude and a bit of likability. Not completely a likability, but definitely a bit. I'm putting it down the attitude, mate. Definitely.
All right. What's your take on it, Jim?
It's a strange one. I know it's saying it's attitude. It's a different mentality when you're playing in Europe. You're getting time to play football. Scottish football, you're not getting time on the ball. You're not getting time to kind of settle it. Again, people say it's attitude. I don't know if it is attitude. Other than it could be a mentality thing.
Listen, it'll be a debate we'll have for a long time the way the results have been going. Hopefully we can change it going forward. So the home form, the away form, the last 6 away games, it's fine, you know. It's been exciting games, not been boring, but as long as we keep winning, away, sort the home form out, get the away form, keep that going, and we'll see where it takes us. Anyway, so we're all pleased that we showed a bit of character coming back, but now we're going to turn all our focus to Thursday night, and it's a massive game. And Jim, let's be honest, quarterfinals are European competitions. They don't come around for Scottish clubs that often, no?
No, it's absolutely unbelievable that we're now sitting in this position again. I said away back in 2008 when we go to Manchester, you could take me away the next day if I ever seen Rangers in a European final. And I've been to Seville, I've been to Manchester, and who knows where we're going this time?
We're only 3 games away from it, mate. You know, and you don't necessarily need to win the 3 games to go through. But it's pretty remarkable, all there, and it's not a fluke because the results in Europe have just been, you know, the team last year got put out with Benfica. They're a Champions League team, and let's be honest, they're the tie. We should have put them out. You know, we should have finished the game in Benfica. They should have been dead and buried. You know, so we've done it regular, and it's just it's been mouth-watering and it's been frustrating, and it's gave us sometimes some of the anger domestically all there, in it, because you know they can play.
Oh, it's just no fluke, mate. Since 2008, this has been happening, mate. So it's no fluke. Dick Advocaat, I always put it down to Dick Advocaat. Dick Advocaat showed us how to play in Europe. He showed us, before Dick Advocaat's time, we started winning games in Europe, games that we didn't win before, not on a regular basis anyway. So he showed us, and then Walter came in and took it on, carried it on. And then every manager we've brought in since then have carried it on, apart from when we weren't in Europe, obviously. But and that's what I feared going down the divisions. I'm saying we're going to lose this knack of playing in Europe because we're out the divisions, we're not getting into Europe. But it didn't work out that way. And then Gerrard, with his Liverpool experience, he knows how to win in Europe as well. He carried it on as well. So it's not a fluke. That's the point we're making here. It's not a fluke, mate. There's anything but a fluke. We just know how to play in Europe. And people say, oh, you get away with it, you get this, you get that, the next thing. There's a degree of luck. Aye, of course there is. There's a degree of luck in every football game. But it's no luck, mate. It's no all down to luck. We know how to do it. We just seem to know how to do it. And that's just it. I just talking about the other day, who done this and who done that. Rangers. You were asking me questions, and it's not just Rangers. You're saying, you can't say it's fluke, mate. Nobody can say it's a fluke because we do it and other teams don't do it.
Hi, Jim?
I don't think we get the credit for what we've actually done. I really don't think we've got the credit in Scottish football. I know they all hate us, but I know you're talking about there, albeit way back to what Walter done and all the rest of it. I think the man who's reignited all this in Europe was Steven Gerrard, because I think over the last, since he came in, I think it's been constant since then. But he came in, the results that we've kind of progressed in Europe.
That first season with Gerrard was remarkable, wasn't it? You know, for
Aye.
the 4 qualifiers, then really we were unlucky not to get through the group stages, and we ended up playing, what was that? We played 14 games in Europe in one season. We used to play 4 if we were lucky. You know what I mean?
Was it no 19 games or something we played? It was mental. It was like half a
4
season.
qualifiers and 6 in the group, mate, with Gerrard's
Was it?
first season, mate. And we came from nowhere, and it was a magnificent run. And you're right. I don't know what one of you said with no discredit. I couldn't agree more. You know, the whole coefficient and where we sit is remarkable. You know, nobody's gave us anything for free. Everything we've got, we've had to work for ourselves. No, at some teams, you know. Jim?
Aye, 100%. I just don't think we get it. Again, we know why we don't get it, because they hate us. They hate everything we stand for and all the rest of it. But I just don't think we get it. That mob, they've got the pennies, and I don't think we've had the plaudits.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But we have to keep it going. We have to keep it going. Hopefully we can get a result on Thursday. Right, okay, gentlemen, we'll get the phone lines open, yes?
Yeah,
Yes,
later on.
look forward to it.
Yeah. Come in and give your thoughts, how do you think it's going to go, and we'll maybe ask you what your team's going to be, and you two gentlemen can give your team, what your team would be, know what you think the team will be, what you would pick. Yeah? So we'll challenge you to that, and maybe come back and see what you think the manager will do, if that's different from what your thoughts are. But anyway, get yourself in mute, because we're going to get the phone lines opened.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hi. I mean, you need to go back nearly a quarter of a century since another team played in a Scottish quarter-final UEFA Cup Barrows, mate, or any European competition, all Berno.
Aye. Quarter centuries. It's ridiculous. A laughing stock, isn't it? It's ridiculous. But there you go. As for the team, by the way, I'm going to give you a team he'll no pick. I'll give you the team he'll no pick.
Say that again.
I'll give you the team he'll no pick. You're wanting us to give the team he's going to pick. I'll tell you who's not going to pick. 11 of them will no pick.
What's that for the ones
anyway.
who started the weekend?
No. Well, aye, some of them, aye. But aye, it's forget about trying to get credit in this country. It just doesn't work, mate. It's as simple as that. It just doesn't work. It's they put all their eggs in the one basket, and the basket they put their eggs in is perverted, and it's horrible. It's ridiculous, and they've completely embarrassed the country in Europe. Totally embarrassed that. Nobody forgets they got another 7-1 tank in this season in Europe. So that's just been brushed over. That didn't happen. So embarrassment, mate. So hell mend them, because they've all put their trust and their hopes into one club. And look what's happened to the country. We're known now as the paedophile league. We're a joke in Europe when it comes to them in the Champions League. Nobody takes us serious in the Champions League because of them. So there you go. But don't give the team that's actually doing something good for the country. You know what I mean? Don't give them any credit whatsoever.
They'll fell for it. They'll fell for the propaganda.
They didn't have hook, line, and sinker, mate.
Yes. Not just listen. It's a whole different debate, but also political as well. But we'll keep away from that one, because I don't want you to. Anyway, listen, Jim, we'll put you on the spot, yeah? You're new to this, and it's two different things, isn't it? Picking the team you think it will be and picking the team you want to be. There might be one or two differences. So, Jim, you're sitting and you're picking the team. Give us your starting 11.
Right, my starting 11, I'm the same as old Bear there. I'm going to fling a wee hang here. I think Butland will be back this Thursday. I think a major loss is Raheem Sterling, because Tav's going to need to go back to Hingme. So I'll go with Yefty, John Suter, we on Balogun, Tav. In front of Tav will be Tierney. Then we'll go back to Raskin. Raskin. I'm no going with young Barron because I don't think he's good enough to be playing in there, in my view. So you'll go back to Diamondi, Raskin. The left wing will be Barami, because I think over the last couple of games he's looked as if he's kind of showed a wee bit for me. I thought the signs have been a wee bit more encouragement, and I'm going with Dessers up top. That's my team. Well, I just cut off now then, aye. Right, so I'm going with Butland, Tav, Yefty, Suter, Balogun, Diamondi, Raskin, Barjami, Tierney, and Cyril Dessers.
Oh, better.
You want my team?
Aye. I'm just getting we're just seeing if we can get Jim in for a drugs test at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, but 9:30's the best we can do. On you go, Albert.
Hold on, wait, I'm writing it out to do.
Oh, you're right. You're doing it on positions and all that.
Aye, wait a minute.
Aye, he likes a list. He likes a list. Everything's going to be wrote out. You ready?
I'm nearly ready. Aye, hold on, I'm thinking.
Hurry up.
Right, okay, I'm ready.
Right, on you go. Give us it. Albert's team.
Kelly, Tavernier, Suter, Balogun, Ridvan, Raskin, Diomande, Barron, Tierney, Dessers. I think that's 10, and Hadji.
Do you think there's any chance, boys, that you could go with the 5 with Ridvan coming back in and playing on the right and Tav tucking in one, having the 3 and having the 2?
Aye, he might, because I was trying to figure out what he's going to do in that right on side when he's Stirling. Because I'm with Jim on that one. That is a big loss for us, mate. That boy not been playing, not being able to play, because he covers Tavernier a lot.
I don't think we're going to see him this season, but it looks like, do you?
No, I don't think so, man. He's done. I think he's done for the season.
I think it could be longer than the season, because that's a major. That's a major if he's going to need to get that Achilles operated on.
I think he's already got it done.
That's a bad one. Even if we better break that leg than getting that damage done to it.
It's a rehab, isn't it?
Oh, big time. He's not been short of an injury, that boy.
No, he's.
Can I just come in there? That's Aston Villa 2-0 doing already against that Paris.
Just to let you know, Fox tapes the game and then watches after the show, but you've just ruined it for him.
That's all right. I'll tell him when it goes, I'll tell him. Brilliant. You're just trying to get me buffed for this, ain't you?
I don't know if it's me, Jim, and you're doing such a good job on your own, but Fox does a show for us kindly. They love his heart, so he can watch the football later on.
I hope he's been on mute.
Yeah, it's going to have an early night tonight.
Me?
Aye, listen, then what would you do then? So if you played that situation, because if you're playing a back 4, you twos will get the same back 4. If you play a back 5 where the people will go available, Ridvan, if he's fit, would come in, and then Tav would tuck in, and then you'd have that 3. That's the only way I could see that being done with the personnel will go available. And then it's whether you have 3 in the midfield and what you do. So I think Diamande and Raskin are a stick on Albert, and I would think he'll start with Barron, even though I don't disagree with what Jim said. And then what do you do? So do you go with Hadji, or do you go with Dessers and Agaman up front? So it's sort of a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, depending in and out of possession, you know. But it's interesting, and it's going to be. We've not got that many options over there, have we?
No, I mean he might just go with the three centre halves and put Salah in there, and then the Ridvan and Tav each side of him again. He might go that way with wee Barron in front of Tav. I think he's going to go super defensive, mate. I think he's already hinted it.
I get it. What was it you used the term ugly?
Ugly is the term he used. So we're going to play ugly. He's been true to his word, by the way, because if Sunday is any go, it was definitely ugly. And it was ugly against them Obel Ibrox. It was another ugly game. But the two games were down to 10 men, remember? And so though he was sort of forced into that in itself. But he did say he was going to play ugly. He knew at the end of the season.
See the game against them last week? Even though Proper gets set up, do you think our tactics would have been any different with 11 men than they were with the 10? I don't. I really don't.
I don't think we can do it, Jim, to be honest with you. I think they're that good. They want to hit you on the break. That's their game. That's their whole game, hitting you on the break. If they can drag you up that park, they'll hit you on the break. And that's the big danger for us. Big danger from they're playing anybody because they're really good at it. Let's be honest about it. So I think we've got to hold them, hold our shape and no come out our shape, just as we done last week, and try and sneak a goal. I think that's the way we're going to have to go. And I agree with you. I don't think we can afford. It took every resource. I know we're down to 10, but even with 11, it took every resource to stop them, to nullify them. So everybody had to be a defender last week to nullify them. And everybody's saying they didn't play well, which I said myself, they didn't play well. But we made them not play well. So you've got to give us a bit of credit here as well. It's a type of football I absolutely hate. We all moan about it every week, this low block carry on. And we're going to play it ourselves. And we've no choice. Because
they this foot team last week.
I don't know. If they'd have scored, probably, aye.
But we couldn't. The game hadn't been gone long enough, had it? It didn't get any flow about it. We churned the ball a couple of times, and then bang, before you know it, the game had just settled down. The crowd had just settled down, and the sending off, and the crowd reacted to the sending off, got behind the team, and the team reacted. I get your point that we might have still been defending, but we would have been then had more out balls because we'd have been able to have more people up the park because we had another player on the park, But it's going to be difficult. But look, we went to Betis 15 months ago, and we didn't think it's similar. I think there's two places between them in the league, Betis and Atletico. So you're playing a similar calibre. They won for them. We didn't have a chance. We went there and scored 3 goals. 3 goals.
It's going to be difficult, but not impossible. It's simple as that, isn't it? It's, and you've got to remember, part of it, we were there and beat them 3-1, and they never lost a game. They've never lost a game in that stadium, a knockout game, a European tie in that stadium. So we've done that. Was it we went to Spain and won in Spain? We haven't done that before as well. Where else did we go? We'd never been won before. We've done that, So it's possible. No, it's not impossible. It's possible we can do it. Difficult, aye, but not impossible.
Aye.
Come
and join us. Leave your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. What do you think the team will be? Do you think it'll go with a 3 or a 4? Do you think he'll start Iggerman or Dessers? Do you think he'll start both? It'd be difficult to start both because I think if Czerny's fit, plays, Jim.
Aye, but again, I think we kind of contradicted ourselves a wee bit there, saying that we couldn't do it. But if you just alluded to there, we've done it in Betis, we've done it in Fenerbahce. We can do it. And that's what's given me the hope.
We've done it in Malmo.
Than anything else.
We've done it in Malmo. Rangers didn't win a competitive game in Sweden. And this group of players went there and won 2-0. It's mental. It just doesn't add up. By the way, if it was horse racing, there'd be a steward's inquiry. Albert.
The weights would be definitely getting checked. I'll tell you that. Aye, so okay. Who said, by the way, Jim, who said that we can't do it? Nobody on here said we can't do it. Who said we can do it?
A lot of people are saying that we can't play, we can't go and do it. Aye, we can.
Aye. I don't think any Rangers fan out there are saying that. Probably the people we don't trust, Jim. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Oh, that is.
the smile in your face with the knife and the velvet glove carry on. No, that brigade.
Aye, well, listen, we can't. We're not saying it's going to be easy, but I don't think we're favourites. But it doesn't mean we can't do it. I think you're right, Jim. But everybody, what was it Nelson said, Albert, when you were in the Navy? Every man's got to do their duty, innit?
Aye. Well, they say England expects.
Well,
I say Britain expects.
And that's what he meant.
Aye.
That's what he meant. It'd be interesting to see what the team is, and also hopefully everybody's fit. Yeah, because we are, as far as that's concerned, we're due a bit of luck, Jim.
Aye. But it's your own day results up there. That's what's giving me the wee bit of hope.
We're not getting overboard, aren't we? No, we know what we're up against, ain't we? We're just saying there's a chance. There's always a chance.
Aye, the last 3 years, well, we went to Fenerbahce, we went to Malmo, we went to Betis, and we went to Dortmund. Good results, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is mental. Mental. We weren't the favourite for any of them. And arguably the one that maybe played the best was Benfica.
You spoke there about the get to the quarterfinals. Put your mind back to that game against them at Ibrox. We caused that ourselves. We caused it ourselves.
Aye, we should have been in the quarterfinals last year. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But listen, we'll go there with optimism, and obviously you're right. Everybody has to perform and stand up and do what they're asked to, and no silly mistakes. And obviously keeping 11 players on the park would help all better.
Well, that'd be nice. That would be nice, mate. How does it happen to us? Which brings us, before we talk about the referee, which brings us into the proper one. He deserved that. That's a sending off. You can't do it, but it's just one of the things. But the Jeffy one and the qualifying one, a Hampden, you remember? I mean, that was ridiculous. That one. You just never know. And then you get the one with McCausland on there on Sunday. A bit soft, mate. To say the least, that was a bit soft, especially the first foul. I think we'll agree on that one. But then you look at some of the things that were happening on Sunday. And I remember people saying, get Porteous when we want to see. These players will never stay in the park with us, mate. They never will stay in the park, and that's a fact. Because Rangers players just get booked for the most ridiculous reasons, man. It's unbelievable. I had a notice, I just looked up there and seen that McGinn, what he done in the area. You'll see it later on yourself. If I was a Rangers player, he would never get away with that. A Rangers player would never get away with that, mate. He'd sent off, right away sent off. So that's what we're saying. Let's hope we just stick to 11 players on the park. But if somebody has to take a red card to stop a goal, so be it, mate. I've got to say that. You don't concentrate. Pardon?
See who the referee is.
For our game,
yeah, he gave the penalty against Connor Golston. Remember the dubious penalty with Connor Golston's arm? He's the referee, right. So yes.
Oh, well. Well, there's some strange refereeing decisions, but the one be proper against the first leg, there's nothing you can do with that one. Proper caused that he's all himself anyway. He gave the ball a bad ball to Balogun, and Balogun just stretched to get it and then rushed the clearance, and it went straight to one of their players. And a quality ball through, and then Proper's trying. Balogun misses it, and then Proper's trying to back him up and catches the guy. So you go, well, there you go, last man, all that, carry on. So off you go, sonny boy.
Aye. Aye. Listen, I think young McCausland, the first booking, but once he's been booked, whether it's right or wrong, you've got to play differently. And that was one of the criticisms I had of him. Yeah. It was a naive tackle when you'd been booked, Jim.
Oh, aye, Stonewall. The arguments there regarding the sending off for me, the second booking anyway.
First booking?
This is
First booking. I don't even know if it was a foul, to be honest with you. To me, that's what the problem is with refereeing. And no every foul's a booking. And I think that's what's the matter with football.
Aye. There's a clamour, isn't there? And there's all sorts, aye, and then you can't compete. Either that, we're going to have to have 3 cards because, you know. I mean, look at McCausland. They've never really done anything. If you look at when we score our third goal, the intent that the boy tries to tackle Barronway. Yeah, if you watch that back, I don't know if you've seen it back, Albert, and watch what the guy does. Yeah, the intent's there and everything. He doesn't even get booked. And McCausland's pinched somebody's leg, and he's had two cards in half a pitch. You know,
as Southside said, he committed 3 fouls and gets sent off.
Aye.
I mean, it's just, and then you watch Shinnie, as Jim was pointing out, running about, kicking anything above the grass basically, and throwing his cell about, greeting at referees, moaning and greeting and that. He should be getting booked for just the moaning he does, shouting and bawling at referees. But he never gets booked for that either. So you look at it going, this is a wee bit one-sided. This is it, no. But McCausland, I mean, he's probably the most passive player on the park. He's the one that gets a red card in a so-called fiery game. I don't know. Did he get any bookings? I need to check that.
I did one for the boy Paul Barjami's jersey.
Oh, that's right, aye. But there you go. I mean, some of these, I agree with Jim. Some of these decisions were questionable. To be nice about it, it's really it was weird. It was weird. But he's one of the referees. I was watching Kelly and all getting buffeted about any other keeper. As soon as you put if you touch an eyelid or put an eyelid on one, it's a free kick. He's getting battered about and pulled about. You're saying what Zookeeper not get protected like everybody else. But anyway, but we're paranoid, aren't we?
Oh well. Jim, you came on last night. You get it off your chest now, yeah?
Aye. And most of the points are like the ones there. The IE, but we're going to take a free kick, a throw in. They're deliberately putting an extra ball in the park. They're kicking the ball away. I don't know how many times at the weekend there they allowed them to kick the ball away at our throw-ins, at our free kicks. If you see we're doing that. We're getting a caution. I don't care what anybody says. We're getting refereed to a different thing in this country, and it's an absolute shambles. And I felt McLean, I could use a word for McLean, but I'm not going to say it. But I just think he's another one that needs to be watched. And I thought some of his decisions at the weekend there were pathetic. I mean, I seen a lot of kind of people saying about there is 2 balls on the park and Rangers scored. Who put the extra ball on? Or was this another one of these things again where an extra ball was flung on, hoping that the referee would stop it and all the rest of it? I thought at the weekend there, I thought he let a lot of that go, and a lot of them were cautions. If that's the way you're going to get doing the playing by the rules, I thought he let a lot go. I mean, he's the same referee, by the way, the other year there when the Celtic player off the Aberdeen player in 2, and he let it go. He thought about it. He wasn't quick at pulling the second card out for Lee McCausland at the weekend.
No, he couldn't wait to get it out of his pocket, you know. But aye, listen, my gripe with McCausland is I don't think he did a good game. But once he's been booked, he's no somebody making his debut. He's been about for a wee while. He's 22, nearly 22 years of age. You know, he's not a 17-year-old kid. He's got to be smarter than that. Once he's been booked, we can debate whether the booking's right or wrong, Albert. That's a different debate. But once it's there, you've got to be smarter.
Aye, I was disappointed at myself, mate. He's got enough experience to know. Don't do that. Don't. Especially with Shinnie conning the referee right at the beginning with him. You're sitting saying, right, you know yourself, your experience, watch your feet and a low big gas here, you know what I mean? Then getting the booking, allowing himself to get the booking, then that tackle, you go, no, son, that's just no right. You shouldn't have. You know you shouldn't have. I mean, I bet he's walking up that tunnel going like that. Oh, I'm a clown. I'm a total clown. What did I do that for? Rush of blood to the head, call it what you want, but you should be experienced enough to know, no, don't, you're getting conned at the start. They're luring you into this. Don't walk into it. Don't fall for it. But he did. Quite disappointed for the boy, really. Again, he's no learned for it now, he'll never learn. Put it that way. He should never in the rest of his career fall for that again.
Hopefully in the rest of his career he's never played it right back again.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. He was out of position. I'll give him that. I'm trying to cut my butt. It's like, find something, you know what I mean? Because he never did a good game. As a few of them didn't have a good game. Anyway, we got a 2-each draw. That's the good thing about it. You got a 2-each draw. So there's no that much to moan about, is there?
And what makes you think that Buckland will come back in? What's your thinking, Jim?
What's my thinking? I think he's maybe just gave him a wee bit of take him out the firing line. I think I'll not be surprised if he doesn't play. If he did play, no, I think he'll be. I think he'll maybe bring him back.
No, I don't think he'll take a chance, Jim. Put it this way, right? The scenario is he does bring him back, and he does make a mistake, and we go, and it's down to that mistake, or that's contributed. Is going to. He makes himself look like a complete fool, an absolute fool. He puts Kelly in. Kelly makes the same mistake. You go, oh well, it's one of the things. That's basically his first mistake. You don't want any of them to make a mistake, no matter who's playing. But you see what I'm saying? It's going to make him look really, really stupid. You've got a boy played 2 games in for him, pulled off some good saves, never pulling boys out the air and everything, bringing confidence back into the back line. And then you've got a bomb scare who's out because he's a bomb scare. They're going to say, well, I like Big Jack, I'll bring him back in again, and he causes you the wolf. I'm telling you, Ferguson got that. Well, any chance I had of that job, which was slim to be truthful, but other clubs, maybe once they stay in manager, other clubs will be looking at it and going, like, what did they bring him back for? What was the point in that? I don't see the point to it. That's what people will be asking. He's setting himself up for a failure there.
See regarding the selections again, I know we were talking about kind of going, maybe protecting the wings. I know you were talking about maybe playing Ridvan and Yefty. Do you think he maybe played the two of them there? Because that game last week, that's where they were getting a lot of joy, was between our left-sided centre-half and our left-back, splitting that pass between the two of them. Maybe Yefty there, maybe a wee bit more mobile than maybe Hadji. So just to shut that avenue off there, do you think that's an option?
Definitely.
Aye, listen, obviously there's more pace there, you know, but whether you'll get the creativity, and it also depends on the shape. If you do that, you would have Tav and Cherny on the other wing, and they're no a lot. Tav, and then Cherny's no your defensive type yet, and you'll expect somebody for the midfield on to do a lot of work to get in there. And it all depends who's fit. If Ridvan's fit, if he's one of the guys, if Cherny's, you know, if it was a hamstring, how is he after the last week's game? You're hoping that he's better for it, and he's had another week's rest, and he's even fitter. Hold it.
Aye, well, aye. If I take Hadju, you were saying there, and put Yefty in there, and Ridvan does play, if he's fit enough, as you say, if he plays. I mean, many defenders that we've got one. There's Yefty, Ridvan. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders. That's 7. There's 7 defensive players, no count. That's 8 counting the goalkeeper.
So that's what I'm saying is for the Yefty one.
No,
but
by the way,
I'm talking about the pace.
I think you're right, by the way. I think that's a good idea, by the way. I would do that. I would play. He's done it before. Yeah, was it Clement had done it before? Played Ridvan and Cherny that one week. It did work. I know. I'm trying to think what game it was. What game would they play in the 2? It did work. I'm sure it was a European game.
It did work. It was a bit of pace. I know he's got a bit of pace, Jeffy. That's what I'm thinking. I.e., maybe when we do get on that counter, that's where possibly the counter could come for him and Tierney.
You done it in Fenerbahce, Albert.
Is that what it was? Aye.
Mm-hmm.
So it does work. It's been tried and tested. It does work.
Who went off in Fenerbahce? Was it Proper? Proper went off quite quickly in Fenerbahce, and Balogun, come on, minute.
Aye, well, Butland took Proper out, didn't he?
Aye,
that's right, aye.
So happy with throwing goals in. He's starting to take centre halves out. We're in centre halves out.
It was Butland's fault as well.
I know it was. Said that phrase a few times. It was Butland's fault.
You just get a feeling that he'll bring him back, Jim, or are you basing it on anything else?
But the goalkeeper, I've just got a wee feeling kind of came about the firing line. And he's always stated that he's a good goalkeeper.
I don't know where he gets it from, but I don't think it's that information. Because if he goes with his eyes, even when he wasn't managing, he goes with his eyes. You know what you're saying, Jim. He can't even think he's a good goal. Surely he's no. Come on. Oh, Christ. I mean, the stats that they brought up the other day there, man, just proves the point. Not just with Rangers, all his clubs. That's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous.
I never paid much attention.
Well, I said it to Southside. I says, look, you can't say he's off form. Come on. He said it the other night. I was talking to him today. I said, you can't say he's off form. I says, his stats tell you he's a bad goalkeeper. Come on. He says, it's not just for us that 100 games and 101 goals he's lost. He's every club he's played for. Near enough every club he's played for. Manchester United, he never got on, I don't think. So he's got a good record with them, I suppose. But,
see the figures that you came out for the other night there. I was actually gobsmacked for that. Every team, the amount of goals that he's lost, i.e. appearances-wise, it's frightening, by the way, that.
Aye. He's lost more goals than appearances. You know what I mean? If he's played 30 appearances, he's lost 40 goals and such.
It's unbelievable.
But the one is the Stoke one. That's astonishing, by the way. It's 100, and I think it was 168. I think it was 168 games he played. He had 50 clean sheets, right? 118 games, and it was 260 odd goals. You can't tell me that's a good goalkeeper. Come on. Nobody can say, I've got an argument against that. So this out of form nonsense that everybody's talking about. Out of form, my backside. I was going to say something else, but you know what I'm saying. He's just a bad keeper.
Albert's been consistent. But he loves a list, Jim. He loves a list.
Oh, I do like a list, I must admit. Unless it's a shopping list or a working list, I don't particularly like them.
Listen, I think Kelly will play. I'm in the Albert camp with us because he's done nothing particularly wrong. Yeah, but we can argue about the free kick. But that's up for debate. It wasn't a clanger. Because the problem with Jack wasn't losing the goals. If a team loses the goals and somebody's getting let to take them right through you, but you think back to the Dundee game, and then you've got the Hibs game at Ibrox. You know, they're clangers.
Aye. At this level, you can't afford at any level, but especially European level, you can't afford to give kind of goals away. And another thing I know, like you point out, Dick Kelly, I don't think is that much better a keeper than Butland. He's all right. He's okay. I don't think he's a brilliant keeper. But at the moment, out of our two keepers, he's the better keeper, in my opinion.
Well, what he did there on Sunday there, mate, was commentate. Was about 3 times he came and caught the ball. We've known that for 18 months now.
Even McGregor would have come out and collected the balls. He didn't like it either. But McGregor's shot stopping was superb, as we all know. It's just one of these things. It's I don't think he'll put Butland in. I think he's said to say a lot if he does, as I said before. But anyway, we'll see.
You never know, Jim. Stranger things have happened.
Yes.
Definitely.
You know, but who's going to be what positions is going to work for us tomorrow night? If you accept we need a goal, I know you can go through nothing each in penalty kicks. That can happen. It happened in Florence 2008, Jim. So we don't really need to score a goal, but more likely we're going to have to score a goal, yeah?
Oh, 100% we need a goal. I think 100% we need to score a goal.
Aye. And you're just wishing the away goals come back for one night, because a wee day scored, they need to score 2 all.
I know. So we need to win the game, basically. I'd rather win the game in 90 minutes, put it that way. But you can go to penalty kicks, but I wouldn't be holding out for penalty kicks, I'll tell you that much, because they'll ramp it right up before it even gets anywhere near that. So we beat Fenerbahce 3-1, and there's something similar performance and something similar score will do me nicely, mate. That will do me nicely. And we could have won that 5-1.
With 2 goals chopped off by millimetres.
Aye.
Aye.
I think we missed a couple as well, if I remember rightly.
Couldn't even blame Dessers for, what he done was right that night, and just a fraction, no? You're not talking about a solid run or whatever, it was just a run and it was just far. Because the referee gave both goals, so it was millimetres both goals. I know technically you're offside, Jim, but I do think that you've got to change it. The game's changed now for centre forwards. Before that would be a 50-50, and you would maybe get it. VAR, you're never getting it, so you've got to run that bit later. I do think it changed, but to the naked eye in the time of the game, it looked as if he'd done nothing wrong.
Nah, he didn't. Did he? Well, it didn't look as if, but I've never seen a guy get caught off so much in my life.
I thought the first one, I didn't think the first one was it. Oh, I thought the second one was. I didn't think the first one was. I thought the first one should have stood. Anyway, you're just hoping it was going to go that close that VAR's not working.
Anyway. Right, what tune do you fancy tonight, Jim?
I don't know. Anything, go for it. Surprises.
Albert's on. Albert, would you think it might be?
Ibrox on here. Guaranteed certainty.
Get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a tune.
The boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We support the Glasgow Rangers, do not Ibrox is the place. And we will follow in the championship race. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. It's true, the magic boys in blue are the best team in the land. You've got to cure and govern to get a ticket for the stand. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We've spent a lot of money on great players, yes that's true. But the Rangers fans deserve the best from the boys in royal blue. Yes it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Ago, the story, it was dismal, full of gloom. Now we're building an extension for the Ibrox Trophy room. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. In Europe, we'll be travelling by land and sea and plane. The teddy bears have got the fares and we're on the march again. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hi, come and join us, give your thoughts. James Murphy on YouTube, he's saying that Raskin and Diamande are pivotal. Or Diamande in Europe's some great performances, and young Raskin's hit levels. I'll be honest with you, Jim, I didn't know he had it in him. I think over the last 4 months, he's been my best player by a distance, mate. By a distance.
Country mile, I think he's been the best player.
You know, and he comes to the fore in the big games. He's got this knack. He's reading the game. He's competitive. He gets involved. He makes tackles. He breaks the play up, and when he gets his passing right, listen, he's somebody that young Conor Barron should be trying to learn off of. I know they're similar ages, but you have to look at somebody that's at a different level for you, and Raskin's at a different level. You know, if he has a good game tomorrow night, he can drag us to victory. Because one thing he does, he gives you everything he's got. Jim, then all better.
Aye, everything he leaves everything on the fixture. He's been phenomenal over the last few months anyway, so he has. And possibly, he's probably maybe up there for maybe a player of the year vote anyway, in my view.
All better.
I wouldn't argue with that. I definitely wouldn't argue with that. But we're asking, he's on a different level, mate. Good thing about it is when he's hit this level, it's the international level, that he's never that far away for the play. He's never like caught out miles away for where he should be. He's always there or there running about. He's one of the players that's always got to be there. They're running about the ball. It's got to be there and picking players off when they're getting on the ball. He's been excellent, mate. Absolutely excellent. There's no doubt about it. As you say, Conor Barron needs to learn from him because that's the level we would like you to get to. Whether it's possible, I don't know, but that's the level we like you to get to. They complement each other when the two of them are playing well as well. I mean, it's just because at the beginning of the season, the two of them were playing well together in that midfield. But we had to go up a level. We still had to go up a level for that. Raskin's done it. Barron's no. But there's no saying he can't do it. So you can cut him a bit of slack. But definitely need him. They need the two of them to have a good game. Is it Murphy saying that? Definitely right on that. Definitely right. They've got to have a good game, the two of them. As does the whole team, let's be honest about it. They all need to turn up. You're not going to be able to carry any passengers on Thursday.
No, I agree, but for them to help out the defence and get us be creative, they'll need to play well. And Diamandi's pitched in with some goals. Was it Nice? He scored that one. That was a great finish. Was that Nice? That was away Nice, wasn't it?
Aye, it was.
That was a brilliant finish, Jim, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, right? If we're up on our top game, then I think we'll give them a run for their money.
I hope so. I hope so. We can perform and get a result. You know. Yeah. I'm hopeful. I'm realistic as well. Holbeer.
Definitely. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Their manager. I mean, they're the favourites. Everything's in their favour. They're at home. They have got better players. There's no doubt about that. But the manager was sitting saying, "Look, don't walk in here with the attitude that, well, this is no bother. We'll beat them, because this team you're going to be playing has got a track record of putting teams of your calibre out this competition. So don't take this for granted." So I think their manager will be nervous. The longer the game goes and they're not in the lead, the typical manager, the more nervous he's going to get, and their support, because he'll be telling them, okay, you might think it's just a Scottish team, but they're no mugs at this level because they've done it before. They've got a track record. That's what, if I was their manager, that's what I'd be saying to them. So take this for granted.
Aye, I get it, mate. I get it. You know, but listen, you're right about all the players. And obviously, we're trying to get our forward players away, and we'll try and counter attack, maybe different than what we have to do domestically. So you're looking for your passing to be accurate, your balls for the back to be accurate, to free up, say, particularly Czerny, who seems to do that outside, inside run in Europe and gets chances, Albert, yeah?
Aye. He's the key, you know. If he's going to be on his game, because that basically, let's be really honest about it, he's the one that gets us up the park. He's the one that provides the what do you call it, the spark for any creativity we've got. He's the one that's going to have to carry the game to them, and he's more than capable of it. Let's be honest, he's more than capable of it. He's one of the players that, hot and cold, innit? You just, like a winger, innit? You just never know. You just never, on his game, dynamite. And he's not quite on his game. It's frustrating to watch. But he is our outlet. Let's not kid ourselves on. Dessers has got to get the ball to stick to him. But we keep saying that about Dessers. Get the ball to stick to you. And he never really does it that much, to be honest with you. He can do some at times, but he never does it that much. At the end of the day, they've all got to come, as we said earlier, they've all got to come to the party. But Czerny, I hope's fit. I do hope he's fit. Because he's had a lot of rest now between the two games. Between he never played the Hibs game. He played that game. He never played the full game. Then he's had another rest period in between. So let's hope he's ready to go in rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. He got to against Hibs, didn't he?
I played the first hour or something, didn't he?
I got to against Hibs. And they played him up.
Oh, did he? I remember that far back. Did he? Aye.
But see, like you're saying there about the ball retention, I think Dessers he's got to do a lot better. He's killing us at times with that, for the close control. Even on Saturday there as well, that first half, man, we just couldn't keep the hold of the ball, and then they were breaking on us. Ball retention, man, it's a big issue. It's got to be better.
Yes, mate. It's definitely. But we didn't do it on Saturday or Sunday. Sorry, we definitely did it on Sunday.
Terrible.
I was going to make an excuse here and say, was the park a bit bobbly? Was it my imagination? But it really didn't matter, did it? You should still be able to retain the ball. I mean, it wasn't that difficult, some of the passes, but put it down to rustiness as well. I'm just trying to cut them a bit of slack. Who was the man of the match, Jim, on Sunday?
Who was my man of the match?
Aye. Your man of the match.
I don't know. Whoever I gave it to be honest with you. First
Well,
off, none of them.
I gave
What
it
would
for
be
his
Curtis?
attitude and for young Curtis. Yeah.
Me too. Also, I gave it him.
Aye.
He done well, the boy. Consider him. He done well. And there's another one. He might be in for a shout for the game. And
I know.
He'll go on the
Well,
bench, I think. Yeah. You know. Did you see him when we got the equaliser? Did you see the pictures, the stills? Yeah.
no, I've never seen it.
There's some good stills, you Raskin, and there's obviously been a bit of debate going on with some of the home fans, yeah. And John Curtis is up getting at Yeehaw, you know, and because he's a bear, you can see him interacting with the fans. And we want him to do well. Same with young Ross McCausland, we want him to do well. But Curtis looks as if he's got a bit more physicality, a bit more pace, you know, about him, which is sometimes it's important. And he looks as if he can read the game as well. You know, he coming back and winning the headers. I didn't know he had in his locker. I thought he was just a boy that was a goal scorer. That's what we'd heard about him. So, he showed a great attitude. Yeah, he didn't have an outstanding game, but it was his attitude and the fact that he was playing in an unusual position that gave him it. Albert, were you similar?
I thought he done really well, mate. I loved these defensive work in the first half as well when he's playing against that winger, because that winger was, I mean, he looked about twice his size. You know what I mean? Always muscles, everything, and he done well. Okay, blasted by him for the second goal, but that aside, he done really well. He done really, really well. And then he got his chance up the other end. I mean, he carried the ball and actually broke into the area, got the ball across, and it was created the goal basically. And then it was just went out the park. But he looks the part, the boy, and he's only 18. He won the header. He gets the assist for Egerman as well. He wins that header, and Noak's only Egerman. So he done well. All things considered, mate. He's in a makeshift team, and he done a debut like that. So you can't argue with the boy. The boy was superb. I'm watching this game. I need to turn this game.
No, I'm the same.
Aye, remember what you're doing, yeah.
Aye,
Right, so we'll see what it takes us. But listen, there's a lot going on with the club offer part, and that'll be put to bed till maybe after Thursday, and we'll see where we'll go. And I think there could be some news coming in the next week or two. And so hopefully things are starting to move.
Have you heard the rumour?
I'm no one for spreading rumours, you know that, Albert. I'm no one for spreading rumours. You know, I stick to the facts, as you know, what I state about Southside Super 6. It's all factual with me, yeah? No rumours. Their opinions. Well, you'll be getting the running commentary now, Jim.
I was going to say something there regarding about the two young boys that's come in the last couple of games. I don't think the two of them have done themselves any harm.
I think that's fair. Albert.
No, they've done all right, mate. Boy, you talking about Salah, that one, and Curtis?
No. I'm talking about the game against Bilbao at Ibrox, the young boy Higby.
Bailey Rice, aye.
He done really well. I thought he handled it. I think he handled well. And you're saying there with the boy Finlay at the weekend there, the two of them have kind of showed us there's a wee bit there about them.
Aye. Let's hope they kick on. That's the thing about it. I heard somebody talking about it before, saying they get to this level, they do a couple of wee things, they get into the team and then they just sort of drift away. Look, McCausland, he done the exact same, go to sell into the team and now they starts drifting away. You need to maintain it and then you need to better yourself. That seems the rule. But aye, they done well. They done really well, all things considered. Know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's the big game on Thursday, and let's see if any of them got a game. Well, I don't think Rice is available, is he? He's still injured, isn't he?
See, does that concussion thing? Does it so many days that carries on for?
I think it is, mate. I'm not quite sure how many
Well,
days,
a
but
week
it
ago,
is.
no, I don't know. But anyway, listen, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, come and give your take on how you think it's going to go. We're starting to slowly build up to Thursday night. Big night. Quarter final. As we said, you know, it doesn't happen that often for Scottish clubs. You know, and but Jim, I'm with you. I don't think we've had the credit in the last few years for what we've done in Europe, yeah. You know, you think of how many qualifies everybody. They'd have to start entering the competitions this week. You know, if we hadn't done what we'd done.
That's true. It's true. Isn't it?
There's teams getting advantage of what we're doing, and we're having to go around the long way. If you know what I mean.
Aye, I do exactly know what you mean. It's only your coefficient that's got people automatic places.
Oh, but the other lot seem to reckon that they're doing superb and all the rest of
it. This is
April. I don't know where they get up. I don't know where they get up. But they're delusional, aren't they? They're delusional at the best of times. But anyway, look at them. It's all it is. As you say, this is us into a range split. We're into April. We're into May and we're still in it. It's unbelievable. Win a UEFA Cup or win a treble, what would you have?
Yeah, I know.
What's the hardest thing to do? Put it that way. Especially in Scotland.
Aye, Scotland.
Aye, but listen, you just have to keep dreaming and keep the dream alive. It's as simple as that. And everybody's there, get behind the team and see where it takes us. You just never know, mate. You never know.
No, it's in your own hands. That's a good thing about. We're going to have a there at nothing each, mate. We're not going to have a there with, you're 2-0, 1-0, 3-1 behind or anything. You're going to have at nothing each. So it's a one-off game. So you're giving yourself every chance possible. And if we do it, brilliant. If you don't do it, well, you gave yourself a shot, didn't you? You've done everything right. You give yourself the best chance. Nothing each. You've kept players back. You've took care of them. You've got suspensions back. You're not taking any chances regarding the players' health and all that carry on. So you give yourself every chance. It's just a case of get it done now. As we keep on saying, and we're going to keep on saying it, is we've got a chance. We can do this. It's not a problem, mate. We can do it. And let's be honest, we're not caring if it's ugly, are we?
No, I couldn't care less, mate. I couldn't care less as long as if we get through, mate. I really don't care. You know, and you're in the semi-final, and you know, people will then genuinely start looking at flights and hotels and everything, Jim, wouldn't they?
Oh, aye. My brother sent me some the other day, and I just went like him. I said, "No, don't." I'm kind of superstitious. I didn't do the bite hang when we were on the road to Seville when many others did.
Aye, some people were get real good bargains, but aye,
big time.
If you've got that, some people might have just went the holiday if you had to go there anyway. You know what I mean?
It's always that, isn't it?
Mrs. Albert might get a trip to Spain yet.
Aye, well, she might be at the airport waving me bye-bye to Spain. That's what she might be doing.
Might be plenty of fridge magnets, lads. Remember the fridge magnets?
Aye, aye. They're a gift. They're pre-ordered, mate.
No took him long, is it? Albert, he's asking for fridge packets.
No, he isn't. He's right in there. We've got that many and he got a new fridge.
Good teachers, lads.
What to get some outside one of the big American fridges for the fridge magnets, not for the stuff in it.
No, it's the beers.
What about the Bobale team? Have we even spoke about them? Is it true that one of the Williams brothers is injured. Is that just a rumour?
But I'll believe it when I see it, mate. Yeah.
I know.
It's one of the ones you could be fed the line,
Aye.
They're good players, but you've got to admit they were good at Ibrox, weren't they?
Aye, they played some decent stuff. Listen, that's the other thing. It's been so annoying when you've seen how well some of the players competed against the good players, and we've been playing against some of the players we play against, and they've not done the basics defending.
It's fighting, mate. It's just fight. You just got to fight. They forget to fight in Scotland. They fight in Europe. They concentrate up against the good players, but see against the dross here, they just forget it's a battle. As soon as you used to say it, innit? You win the battle, then you can play the football. But you got to win the battle. We just keep forgetting to win the battle. You look at some of the hammer throwers we play again. The boy, I mean, the one in the Dundee boy, what do you call him? That him up front, him that scored against us. Murray. I mean, he's just a jobber, no? I mean, he's a big, strong boy, big a jobber. I mean, and you've got to battle him. You've got to stand up to him to have any chance. And we just keep forgetting to do it, and then expect all to fall into place. We've got better football players than most of the teams in Scotland. And at the end of the day, you just forget to battle them. And if you don't battle them, we've not seen it over the years. I'm not saying anything we don't already know. If you don't battle them, and I think that's our big problem. We don't do the battling. The battling bit we forget about. And then we'll wait late on in the game, 2-0 down, then we fight back, and you go there. You've got it in you. You've seen it. You've got it in you to do it. So why don't you start like that? So you don't go 2-0 down, go 2-0 up. But again, if we do that, we seem to go to sleep. We've done it to Hibs and 2-0 up, and then we went to sleep, let them into the game. Yeah, it's madness, mate. It's madness. It's just this attitude that they've got to get right. It's just the battle, keep the battle, win the will to win. That's Scottish football for you, mate. That's Scottish football in a nutshell. The will to win.
Aye. You can't. It's been with sort of different groups of players. Jim, this, because if you look at the Seville side 3 years ago, there's only Tav there. Obviously, Hadji was about, but there's very few about. So you can't say it's the same players. Jim, it's been on for a few years now.
That's how I say it's attitude. I just think it's a mentality thing.
And what do you mean? Is it they get space or they're allowed to compete or
they
think they've got to win? They'll turn up. They'll win some of the games.
I think it's a space thing. That's what I mean by the mentality. You'll get the space in Europe. Scottish, I've always maintained that Scottish football is not for everybody. There's been a lot of well-known players came to this country. You're not going to get time to play football here. You're not going to get the time on the ball. So Robin Proper signed for Rangers that there was things coming through. Oh, he's a battler and all the rest of it. It's never materialised. In the countries, he might win a battler, but you get the time on the ball. I mean, just go away and look at what's her name down the road, the big boy Davis. It's been away down and played with Birmingham. He's been outstanding. Again, I don't know how that game finished at the weekend there because I was watching Rangers. Or did he get beat 2-0? And they get beat with Worldies, but two screaming goals. Mm-hmm. But they get the time on the ball. You don't play for Liverpool and be a diddy. That's the way I look at it.
Listen, he's not in his physical centre half. He had some decent games, but he had a mistake in him regular, But is he a better centre half than Proper? I think so, if I'm honest. Yeah, Albert.
Who are we talking? Salah?
No, I'm talking Ben Davis.
Davis, aye, I would say he is. But Proper, you got to remember, he was our third choice signing. He wasn't the first choice or the second choice signing. The first choice went to Norwich. The second, I don't remember who the second one was, but they didn't sign either. And so we ended up lastminute.com signing him, Proper. But he's not robust enough. It's as simple as that. I think the guy's all right at times. He can be all right at times, but yeah, he's not got that battling quality. I mean, you've got to, as I said earlier on, you've got to fight. and I don't think he's up for the fight. And when he does try to do his hard man act, he usually mistimes the challenge. You know what I mean? He's no up for it. He's no up for it. You can see he's no up for it. He's no good enough for us. He's no good for the league. Know that the league, you have to be brilliant to be playing this league, but you definitely need to be able to battle, and he's no good at that.
That's what I mean about the mentality more than attitude.
What was
No,
that,
the
Jim?
attitude,
That's what I mean by the mentality more than attitude. I don't think it's an attitude problem. I think it's a mentality thing that he can't do it.
You can't put heart into a dog, mate.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I don't think it's an attitude thing.
One of the things that's disappointed me about Robin Proper is how slow he is, if I'm honest. Yeah. I just think there's no pace there, and I think, the way we try, and we get pushed up a lot when we're trying to dominate the games at Ibrox and away from home, and that lack of pace sometimes gets shown up. I mean, I'm not saying that Ben Davis or Suter or even Connor Goldston had great pace, you could do with somebody in there that's reasonably quick, because I don't think Proper's got it, and he's not going to get quicker. He's 31, 32 years of age, and I don't know. Listen, he could be playing tomorrow night, and if he does, mate, I hope he has a brilliant game. Well,
He can't. He's sent off.
he's sent off. He's suspended. I forgot about that. That's because he would have that earlier. I forgot he was playing last week.
12 minutes.
I can play them more if he wants.
I don't. If anything happens, we'll not get the tie. I'll tell you that.
I forgot it was sent off last week. But you think me? Listen, we'll see what it takes us going forward with him. But Suter and Balogun, they're a likely pair, and and other, if depending on the play. And with the personnel that's present, I think it would have to be Tab, mate. I don't see any other option. But that's if you play the three. If he plays the four, it's Suter and Balogun. Yeah, we all agree on that.
Yeah. We definitely need to get cover for Tab, but we can't leave him exposed with that winger. We just can't, mate.
And that's how
I thought he gets skinned at the weekend at all.
He did.
I think there's a chance that he could go with the two wing backs, but maybe Jeffrey and Ridvan. Something like what he done in Fenerbahce, yeah.
Aye. He might, mate. We'll need to do something, put it this way, because we can't leave him 1-1 with that winger. Just can't. Stirling was the ideal cover for him, wasn't he? He's proved that in the last few games, that he's got the pace to cover that. But at the end of the day, we've got what we've got. We're no ideally set, haven't we? We've got our injuries. You keep thinking to yourself, it's going to change, but it never seemed to do that. But you've got to get through it, haven't you? You've just got to battle that out, and everybody's got to come to a performance. Let's see what they do. I think Jim's right. I think that Ridvan and Jeffrey combination might be the answer. Or as you say, Ridvan on the same side as Tam. Is that what you're saying, aye?
Aye, Ridvan, aye. That's what we've done in Fenerbahce, but we had Stirling to bring on. We've not got anybody to bring on, really. If we need to give somebody a rest, it's in Salah and moving somebody.
Well, that's what Bridge was saying about Salah, wasn't it? He's saying Salah's a left back. He might be right. They might play him at left back.
I don't see that myself. I really didn't see that myself, no. But he's got because he's left-footed, mate. It's a big asset in a defence, isn't it?
It definitely is. It definitely is. So yeah, it's one of the ones. Just when you see the team in the setup, you're going to go, well, that was pretty obvious. How did we know just say that? But you never know. You never know. It's going to get ugly anyway. That's all we do know. So Desser's got a huge bit to play for it, mate. He's got a huge part to play. If he doesn't hold that ball, it's just yourself. It's going to be wave after wave after wave.
You've got to hold the ball up and make the passes, mate, and bring the other people into play.
Exactly. I'm not saying anything new. We all know the score, but you're just trying to pick out who's the key players. As we say, they're all key players, but there's some going to do a job that's going to be above and beyond, put it that way. And Dessers is one of them because he's going to be basically up there. He's Jack Jones, and Czerney's going to be the closest to him, but they'll be wanting Czerney to do his defensive work as well. So there's certain players are going to have to go beyond. Like Hadji's had a great game the last time we played them. He done a lot of running about and a lot of defending that he never normally does. Let's be honest about it. And he was getting in about it as well. I'm not saying he's the best defender, but he was getting in about it. So you've got that situation to take care of and say you're wanting Czerney to be up front, creating chances and running back and defending. He's got to be half decent at everything. He's got to do it all. But Dessers has got to hold it up. He's the key. I mean, he's the one that's to get some sort of respite. He's the key. He's definitely the key. He's no more his nonsense and throwing himself about wanting free kicks and no getting free kicks. No, I mean, lying in the ground and no getting up. They can't do that. Diamondi, he needs to watch that as well. Don't lie down and just lie there and no get up. I mean, the game's raging on and you're just lying in the ground. There's nothing wrong with you. You're in a bad mood because you never go to the foul. All that stuff needs to be taken care of.
Concentration. Yeah.
Yeah, big time ball retention. It's going to be a big thing. And even the other day, the weekend, I thought we try to control the ball, man. It's the basics are just missing at times.
I accept that some of the players were rusty, your Cortez, your Danilo, but I still think you should be able to do the basics, the stopping it and passing it. Yeah. There's no excuse for that, in my eyes.
See regarding the Cortez thing, I heard. I watched one of the kind of walking today with Boyd and somebody else, and Big Boyd is adamant that Rangers should be getting out of this deal, but to sign him.
Interesting to see what's the devil's in the detail one. If we can, I don't listen. It's a year we've paid him, and he's not kicked a ball for us. It'll be nearly 15 months, maybe 16 months the time we're finished, and he's not really contributed. So, would you take a gamble or would you walk away? I think if you can walk away, I would. I'm nothing against the boy, just because he's numbers, yeah. And are you confident? Would you spend money on that? A player who's had that injury record in the last year and a half? I don't know if you would. Albert?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. And I think if they could get out of the contract, they would get out of the contract. So it may be one of these situations you can't get out of the contract. But if you're starting to scratch, right, and he's not been on loan, and you're just going to sign him with that record, you wouldn't ignore him. And it wouldn't make any sense. You wouldn't ignore him with that injury record that he's had with us. But he's there. It's one of the ones. I don't understand why they're calling him a bad player. I mean, nobody's seen him enough to call him a bad player. He's just an injured player. I give you that. But you can't call him a bad player. It's like Roof. Roof was a brilliant player. You just couldn't get him on the park. Couldn't get him fit and keep him fit. And that's his big problem. But football-wise, superb football player. No doubt about that.
Aye, I'm listening. I think you're right. I don't think they can judge Oscar Cortez enough. Because we've not seen enough of him, but that's the point, Jim. We've not seen enough of him. We were 5 months last year and then a year this year, so we can't. We don't know how good he is. He could go into a brilliant career and you say, we missed the boat there, but as it stands just now, you need to think long and hard if you've got an option, Jim.
Why? If there's a get-out clause in it, then again, if it's what were they saying that we were tried into paying, was it £3-4 million for him?
Aye, that was the rumoured amount.
A lot of money. Again,
go for it.
That's another one of the deals that's we've been tied into.
Aye. It's nowhere there's a get-out clause. It depends what the get-in clause is. You know what I mean? Who's got the options in it?
It's like everything else with the Rangers fans, isn't it? We never get told anything. We're all guessing that this is the clause, and we're all guessing that that's the price, and we're all guessing that we can't get out it. We never get told. We never know anything. That's something really annoys me about Rangers at times. I mean, the fans are the last to find out anything. Everybody else in Scotland seems to know our business, bar the Rangers fans. I know they talk a lot of crap most of the time. They just make a lot of crap up. But you hear it for like that. What's that, Romero or something like that? Him that tips the signings and all. You hear it off of the people like that before you actually hear it if anybody to Rangers, and then we're all guessing. It's no good, mate. It's just no good that carry on. But I believe it is a contract. We've got an obligation to buy. I know that, and the rumour is, as Jim's saying, is it what, 4 million, 4.5 million, something like that. I don't know. I'd like to know. The details of it, but you never do know. Anyway, it's one of these things.
I'm going to ask you, Albert. I'm going to ask you there. Why should we need to know? We're football fans. Why should we need to know?
Because that's what you're a football fan. You like to know the business. That's part of the deal, and that's part of the excitement. Knowing what your club's doing and who they're signing, what they're signing.
Just do we usually do, make it up.
Well, everybody else seems to make it up, don't they?
But if Chris Boy's intimating there must be a get out, you'd like to think he would know and know. It might be for both parties if they want to sign. He wants to sign.
A question he was asking.
Yeah.
I think it was a question. I don't think he was telling you that. I think he was asking the question. If there is a get out clause, you should get out and get it out.
I get the try before you buy, you know. I get it. I think there's a bit of sense in it, but you've got to be able to walk away as well if it doesn't suit, you know. But if we've signed the contract, we're stuck. And it's nothing against his ability, because I think you pointed out, Albert, we don't know how good he is. It's the fact that he's not been fit enough, often enough. And I believe he was never injured before he came to us.
It's the wee glimpses that I've seen. I'm thinking myself, oh, he's a better player. And it is wee small glimpses. The Hearts game at Ibrox, when he scored against Hearts at Ibrox, is a good example. You go, this boy, it looks like he can be a player, but as I say, you can't call him a bad player because you've never seen him enough, so you really can't call him a good player because you've not seen him. You've seen him the same length of time. It's one of the dilemmas, as you say, but he could come good. There isn't sense to say he can't come good. The boy could come good, but it's a gamble, isn't it? All signings are gambles, I suppose, but I don't know. He was scouted by Copy, wasn't it? So Agaman was scouted, Jeffrey was scouted, Diomandi was scouted. So you go to say he's going to fit in about their skill level, their ability. You'd hope, if no better. May end up the star of the team. You never know, mate.
Stranger things have happened when somebody gets fit and they have a second season. You never know, mate. You know, but we're only basing it in how often he's turned up for his work at the moment, Jimmy.
Aye, big time.
You know, because it's important we get value for money. You know, and value for money is performances, and how often you make the performances all better.
Aye, it's you're right, mate. It's right. As I said before, I've just answered a text. I'm not answering. Reading a text. Sorry, mate. It's all about. When we're talking about it today, we just critiquing the games and the players as they play the games, in it. So Cortez, for example, we've not got enough subject matter to say anything about him. But Dessers and people like that, you'll get plenty to say about him, plenty to say about Butland, plenty to say about Suter, things like that. A big Suter doesn't get mentioned. That was the one I meant to mention earlier on. He never gets the credit he deserves as well, because if it's a siege on Thursday, he's the ideal defender for that. That's his game, isn't it? Siege defending.
John Suter's had a decent season, though.
It's not brilliant, but no bad. He's decent enough.
Decent enough. You know.
Who would be your player of the year? That's a good one that Jim asked earlier on. I think so myself, mate. I can't think of anybody else.
Young player would be Egerman.
Aye.
Aye, definitely. Just for that goal, innit? Just for that one goal. Bigger man. It's a strange situation, isn't it? It's one of these situations where we're still struggling to build a team. I know people don't want to hear it, but it's true. We prove it near enough every week, don't we? So, see the boy McCallum. Did you find out the boy McCallum? McCallum.
No, I did not.
He's only 16, I heard. Is that right?
I heard that, but I thought when it was David McCallum, I thought that was Burjami.
For a different reason. It's but that shows you how fun it is when the boys are that age. People you don't even know are on your bench. You know what I mean? Never even heard it is on your bench. It's bad. It's bad.
Big thing for the boy, but being involved with the first team, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And it'd be even better if we got one who was a star. That'd be even better.
feel like you were saying there about Pittodrie when young Curtis was getting them at stinking behind the dugout. Did you see the other young boy up beside I think it was the boy Maguire or something, the goalkeeper, at the side of Rear Askin? He was getting them at stinking, man. He's giving it heavy fists.
It was nice, but we just shut them up, wasn't it? It was sweet. It was sweet. They're going after nothing. I mean, all right, they're playing for something, I suppose. It was a big game for them, but it was a nothing game for us, really, honestly. It's a nuisance, isn't it? But it was good to shut them up. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Where do you stand? We talked about it loosely last night. Where do you stand in this split in the Scottish football debate? Because I was trying to explain to somebody who asked me last week when the next Old Firm game was, and I told him I couldn't tell him, and he looked at me as if I had two heats. Yeah?
Aye.
Well, you go, Jim. You go for it.
I would like the league to be a 16-team league and get back to playing each other twice. I know Sky, but
where do you go for the revenue for the other 8 games, Jim?
Well, the other teams, it'll affect the other teams more than it'll affect Rangers and Celtic because you're just the cash cows.
I don't know if it would, mate. Unless you're going to keep your season tickets at the same price and only charge for 15 home games instead of 18 or 19, which is ridiculous. You don't know how many games you're playing at home, but that's another debate. No. So you'd rather go for 16 home and away? Yeah,
I would go for a 16 team.
30 games. I don't know if the clubs would buy that, no, but I get your point. I'm for home and away. Albert?
I'm for home and away as well, mate. Probably 20 teams. The split, waste of time, complete and utter waste of time. Never liked it to get brought in. I thought it was stupid when it get brought in. I never did like it. And it's just pointless, completely pointless. And the way it gets run up here, the supercomputer, not. How many times has that worked against us? In fact, this year I think it's the work for us because there's no league to play for. But it usually works against us, mate. Every year. I think if you look to how many years it's been in now, I think near enough every year, bar a couple, it's worked against us. So I don't like it, mate. I don't like it. And then there's this split there. Talking to you today about it. There's 3 half 12 or half 12 kickoffs for us again.
Was that another list you're working on? I'm hearing.
I'm going to. I'll meet there tomorrow. I'll work on it tomorrow, mate. I never done it today. But I'll work on it tomorrow. Find out how many 12 and half 12 kickoffs we've had this season compared to other teams. We must be. Well, must be a way out in front, mate. Must be.
I'll tell you where you'll get all that information, mate.
Where?
See if you go on the BBC website and you go back to scores and fixtures and you take it back with the dates, it'll be there.
Oh, I don't get near the pedo sites, mate.
No.
No, that's a pedo institution. I don't get near their sites, mate. No. Sorry.
But all the information will be there. All be there. Yeah.
I'll go up to Mitchell Library or something and dig it out myself. Hardcore.
Mitchell Library.
But anyway, aye, so going back to the split, no for me, mate. Not for me. Supposed to make it all exciting. Supposed to make the top six all exciting. It's supposed to make the middle of the table fighting for a European place. It's supposed to make the Bolton relegation of all a wee mini league, and they're all fighting to see who stays up. No, that's nonsense.
How can it be fair? If you accept our league the way it is, how can it be fair that you could have a team get relegated by a goal? They could get relegated by a goal when they could go to Ibrox and Parkhead twice, and the other teams maybe only played them once at home. Yeah, how can that be right, mate?
No, it's not right, mate.
No,
it's not right. It's
no,
there's no argument. I mean, I would like
here's a
somebody
list
to
for you.
argue
Here's a
the
stat.
point for it.
Here's a stat. Tierney scored 6 goals. Is it some? Let me see if I get this right. And it's more than we did in the final in 2008, mate. We only scored 5. I don't know where he's getting that from, Mr. Fox. Who did we play? Florentina, nothing each. Yep. Both games, nothing each. Nothing each against Sporting. And then we won 2-0 away. Werder Bremen, we won 1-0. Yeah. Ibrox, was it 1-0?
Was it not 2-0?
2-0.
David Davis, did the goalkeeper not
the goalie, the howler.
The goalie, the howler for one of them.
Aye. And then we scored away from home against the Greek team, wasn't it? Nacho came on and scored, and we went through.
Is that no one each?
Aye. So we didn't score a lot of goals.
You got to remember that run in 2008 was largely down to McGregor, wasn't it? He did an outstanding tournament, didn't he? Yeah.
And they never played the semi or the final.
Aye, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable.
Aye. If he hadn't got injured that night at Parkhead, I know Alexander saved the penalty, but that season could have been different, yeah?
Yeah, big thing.
Because he was at the top of his game then, wasn't he? Who'd have thought he'd still been...
That's when the SFA were at their corrupt best, eh? Don't help Rangers with the phone calls and don't help Rangers with... make sure you don't help Rangers. And played all the games, remember?
You've got to laugh at them. When these fixtures came out there, how dare they send Celtic to Tannadice to win the league? How dare they? Well, come on, is the league to suit them?
I was expecting a bit of jiggery pokery there. Another game at the Chamber of Secrets so they could win it in front. I see. Oh, no, even yous have got the brass neck to pull that one.
No, do you not even think they maybe have the brass neck to try and come to Ibrox and think they're going to win it?
That's a good point. No, Brenda doesn't like going to Rangers now because Rangers are starting to put a fight up in his unit. If I go there and we don't win it, that's going to be even worse. So no, we'll stay away from Ibrox.
Aye. Listen, I think it's a stupid setup. I think it's mental. I don't think. I think that if you are going to do it, it should all be arranged that one plays X, Y, and Z, two plays X, Y, and Z, and that's the way it goes. So there's no jiggery pokery and it's thing me. And how can you have a league when somebody plays 19 games at home and another team plays 18? It just doesn't make sense that can happen. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, we've tried it, and I don't know any football fan that likes it. I don't know if your take on it. If, I know we don't speak to that many people for different teams, but this guy, I tried to explain it to him last week. Yeah, and he just shook his head and went, "I've never really paid any attention to that." Yeah,
you got to remember that originally it all started that before the split, the 4 times a season all started to give revenue to other clubs, and everybody thought it was a great idea. All the other clubs thought it was a great idea, and everybody's saying, "Oh, you get 4 Old Firm games," and all the rest, the Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, all the rest are going, "Well, you get the Old Firm coming to your ground 4 times a year. That's all revenue." Now through time, what did they do? They stopped the away fans get into their ground. And you go, wait a minute, you've done this league to get revenue for yourself. Now you're actually legislating internally not to give away fans tickets. It does that bit doesn't make sense. Then they rejigged it for this stupid split idea, which was a masterstroke in his day, if I remember rightly. I can't remember who. I used to know the guy's name that done that. But anyway, this will keep excitement right up to the last weeks of the season, because at that time it was, I see the top teams are playing and the rest of the league's got nothing to play for. Because if I remember right, they stopped the relegation carry on and all at one point, didn't they? I can't remember if that's true, but I may have made that one up. I don't know, but can't remember. But anyway, it was just there's a lot of meaningless games in there. So we'll create this split in this, so everybody's got something to play for. Oh, and that worked, didn't it? That really worked. The ground still didn't get full. They still kept the Rangers fans out of the away grounds here, getting it. All that revenue is going out the window. But I think, I don't know what you think, but I think next year this is going to change with all these American owners that are in the league. They're not going to have empty seats, mate. They're not going to allow it. They'll put it to their fans. We're giving you the chance to fill it, but if you don't fill it, we're going to fill it. The Rangers fans are coming up here and they're going to buy their tickets for all the empty seats.
But that guy, St Johnson's going to tell his fans, you told us you would fill the stadium and you've cost us maybe got us relegated.
Exactly. So the other American owners will be saying the same. And one thing they know how to do is make money, mate. They're not going to throw money away. You're going, but $500,000, $250,000, $750,000 a year, you're thrown away because you don't want another support in the ground. But you're not going to come out your living room and go to the game yourselves. Well, that's not happening, is it? That's just not going to be happening. So they'll rejig their stadiums and say, look, for these games that we can sell it, we're selling it. We're going to have to rejig you and move you at your seat and bring you into another stand so we can create and police the away fans on the one sections. So it makes sense, doesn't it? But that's originally what the league was for. That is what it was there for, to create more revenue for all the teams. And we just totally went against it, fought against it. Madness, mate, beyond belief. But that's Scottish football, hating itself to death again, mate.
Aye, Jim?
Aye. It's I hated it's killing itself. Something needs to change. And I hope what you're saying there about American owners and a lot of these clubs. Something needs to change. I don't know if you kind of watched the wee snippets today about, was it that McLennan or something, him for the SFA or the Scottish League, making the comments about Dundee United, and they're up in arms because he's come away with at some football seminar thing. He kind of put the boot into Dundee United. I don't think they're too happy.
Little shifty. I tell you again.
Aye, I think so. Aye. But they've all found their voice now, but they only want to find their voice when he was putting the boot into his. Oh, maybe that's okay. Let's ride along with it. It's all funny. Now he's come out and had a go at a club today, and all the bats are up against it. Well.
What did they say about them?
I come away and say, I don't know how to know.
It's irrelevant in the business.
They're relevant to Scottish football.
Say that again.
I think I only read it briefly, and I've not read it all, but I think he said that the D United are irrelevant in the business of Scottish football.
Because there's only one club relevant in his eyes, the one he supports.
Aye.
And he's in a position to influence that they. Aye, but he's in a position to influence that they make sure nothing interrupts the money coming to them through Scottish football. I keep saying that any money that comes into Scottish football, they get the lion's share of it. And that's everything, mate. That's everything in aspects of Scottish football. Any revenue comes into the SFA, the SPFL, they get the lion's share of it. And it's all hush-hush, mate. They win the league, they win the cups, they get the fair play, money involved in that, and anything else, the background we don't know about. And I bet you any money, they get the lion's share of the TV money as well. And that'll all be held back for us. It's not an even share. It's not an even split, that. But you'll not know about that. You'll know.
He reportedly questioned whether the likes of Dundee United bring value to the Premiership in terms of broadcasting appeal and commercial potential, remarks that were swiftly met by criticism. End of the day, he's at the governing body, so they should be trying to enhance these clubs. Don't put the boot into them. That's a play
So he's now saying he can't sell Scottish football because it's crap.
Aye,
The very
aye,
thing
he's
that
saying.
he's
Aye.
making it crap, but I'm so
He's trying to
mindful.
champion it.
It's never his fault, is it? It's never his fault.
He's on his. Anyway,
Aye.
listen, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Last word for your good self, Jim.
Really enjoyed it tonight again, but I'm only hoping that they're all way to go battle with their phones in their pockets.
Listen, enjoyed it, Jim. You done well, mate. It's not as easy as people think.
Thanks very much. I know I'm not as kind of high-minded as you guys are, but I try my best. And just to pity there's not a few more phoning in.
Well, I'm sure we get a result. People phone in, or we get bad news that phone in. You know, but well done, mate. Albert.
Aye, good being over with Jim yourself, mate. It's one of the football nights, mate. That's where you're not getting the phone-ins, isn't it? Everybody's watching the Champions League football. Difficult, mate. Difficult. But aye, good conversation, mate. We give our points of view. We're hoping for people to come in and give their points of view. But I enjoyed it, mate. Well done, Jim.
Cheers, thanks. Cheers, Albert. Privilege
Thanks
again.
to Jim and Albert, of course, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.